Hey boys, Steve back here with another video, and today I wanted to talk about something that's pretty alarming, scary, and something we should all be concerned about. As Trump, in a tweet earlier today, said he has instructed all U.S. Navy ships that if they see anything Iranian, to shoot them down at sea if they start harassing the ships. What does this mean? I'm about to dive into it, boys, because it is insane what this means. This is almost an act of war towards Iran. And why do I say this? Because you know this is going to be abused. You know all they got to say, well, they were harassing us. They don't got to show any evidence. Listen, they showed that the first time we were going to war with Iran. They said there was intel that Soleimani was going to kill Americans. There was no evidence of it. They just said it was. We were trusting the same intel agency that lied to us to get us into the war on terror, lied to us about 9/11, lied to us about Iraq. All right, the same people that sat there and created the war on terror to get us into those Middle Eastern countries, not only for the oil, but so these generals can look good. Okay, because I mean, listen, these generals are war hungry and they would love to win a war. All right. And three, because these are major sites and major I guess, cultural areas, and they would love to control them in the Middle East for a lot of reasons, and they're just sites that you almost have to control if you want to try to contest with countries like Russia and stuff and try to sit there and look dominant against those countries. But I don't agree with that war. Or with any of these wars on terror and going to war in Iraq or Afghanistan. I want to know why, because they don't attack us. We attack them. We say they were terrorists. Guess what? Terrorists weren't linked with Iraq. Al-Qaeda was not linked with Iraq. Neither is ISIS. You want to know who they're linked with? It is jihadists in Saudi Arabia. Yet Saudi Arabia is our friend, supposedly. So, yeah. Iran is just another one of these countries that they've always wanted to get into. Well, just to give you a little bit of recap, of course, in the late 70s, early 80s, you had Iran-Contra. Just a brief history with Iran, of course. Iran-Contra was essentially Reagan and the CIA, or not Reagan and the CIA, Carter and the CIA started dealing with the cocaine, doing deals with Nicaragua in their Contra groups down there, getting cocaine from the Contra groups, and in return giving those Contra rebels weapons. And then those Contra rebels then went to the Middle East, all right, and then they took our hostages. And then, of course, the Carter administration saw that, okay, and then the Reagan administration covered it up, okay. So the Carter administration had to deal with it, but the Reagan administration, after the Carter administration, covered any of this stuff up, and that was the whole Iran-Contra scandal. So that was Iran-Contra. Since then, we've really put a lot of sanctions on them, of course. They really don't attack us at all. But then, of course, we do we accuse them of attacking our oil tankers. We accuse them of attacking British oil tankers, when in reality, they don't do that. I mean, listen, not to get too conspiratorial here, but are we sure these things aren't staged? That attack on our embassy, that could have been staged. And then, of course, we go in there, we kill their general. They were not happy about that. Now, whether or not the people liked it, though, all they knew is that's our guy, that's our general, all right? Whether or not they hated the guy, they said, that's our general. That's like if Trump died. Listen, if Trump died and I found out Russia killed Trump, I'm saying we got to go to war. That's an act of war. That's an act of war. I don't like Trump, but I got to say, but that's our president. And we got to go to war with the country that killed our president. Well, I wouldn't say he's on the level of Trump, but I mean, he's a general there, and the people there aren't happy about the fact that you killed their general, so they're going to want to go to war with you. So, of course, that's whenever they sent missiles at our base. And I know why Trump did it, because probably he had Mike Pompeo screaming in his ear, okay, that you got to do this, we got to get into Iraq or Iran. You know, it's going to be just like Iraq. You know, they're not going to attack back. We can bully them around. Another thing was impeachment was going on at the time, and I think he kind of wanted to run a little bit of distraction, but I also think it thought it would make him very, very popular, and it would help his chances for re-election. That wasn't the case. He got a lot of backlash for that. Then, of course, some people in the media, though, were, like, very war hawkish, but still a lot of people were like, I really don't want to go to war with Iran. We really couldn't afford a war with Iran. That would hurt us. We couldn't sit there and expand all of our troops as when you're fighting in the Middle East, that would just expand our troops even more from Iraq, Afghanistan, and then into Iran. It's crazy the fact that I'm sitting here today. Wars that were started in the early 2000s, okay? Iraq and Afghanistan, we're still in there today. And that is insane to say. But, anyways, Iran, okay, they sent missiles towards our base, and Trump realized, I gotta back out. People are not receptive to my act of war, essentially. And I didn't think they would actually attack back, so we got to back out. So, of course, he backed out. He somehow weaseled his way out of the situation, which do I agree with? Yeah, because, listen, we couldn't go to a war with Iran, but that's what ended up happening. So, yeah, that's the whole state of Iran. Well, of course, then that kind of went away. Coronavirus started to spread through China, or COVID-19, I should say, started to spread through China, then into Italy, then into all of those European countries, and it got to us. And the media kind of turned their attention away. But what this has done is it's given Trump a distraction where he can continuously escalate to war with Iran. And that's what this is doing right here. This is escalating. And all of a sudden, we can sit there and attack one of their planes, one of their ships that we see, because we feel it was hostile towards us. Now, the Navy, okay, they may be told, shoot any Iranian ship you see. I mean, we don't know what the Navy's being told, okay? I mean, listen, Trump tweets these things out, all right? We can say they've sat there, they harassed our ship, so we had to shoot them down. Okay, all of a sudden, Iran's mad at it again, and all of a sudden, the media starts to give it some news. Because I believe the media covered this a little bit today, because this is pretty big. And I guarantee you guys, right now, towards the end of this, because of how unpopular a war with Iran would be, I don't think Trump would honestly want to escalate to it. Want to know why? Because it would probably hurt his re-election chances. But if he can steer clear of this and keep it tucked away from the media and have COVID-19 the focus, and then whenever COVID-19 cases start to go down and the economy reopens and it reignites, okay, it would look good on Trump because he could say, listen, the economy was booming before. We're going to ignore the fact it was in a bubble before and everything was in a bubble. Okay, but still, our economy was fantastic. It was tremendous. Then COVID-19 came along and it just knocked out our economy. It did a full-on wipeout effect. But then I saved our economy. I reopened it, and I also got cases of COVID-19 down. I am just a tremendous president. I think this shows how good of a leader I am. And sleepy Uncle Joe Biden would still have us in a lockdown with cases not going down and the economy collapsing in on itself. That's all Trump would have to say. And guess what, guys? Trump wins. Trump would win with that argument, and right now it's looking a lot like that's going to happen. Because listen, guys, that curve Fauci was talking about, that curve, it's looking a lot like we're going to sit there, and we're going to be way under that curve. And the deaths from 100,000 with social distancing are looking around, I believe, like 60K. I saw something that said that, so yeah. But I guarantee you guys, if Trump gets into a second term, though, and he doesn't have to do any re-election work, he's going to go out there and he's going to go to war with Iran. I already see it, guys. And listen, when we're at war with Iran, and if some of you see this and be like, wow, hey, there's no way. Wow, like, I can't believe you would actually say something like that. I mean, we've de-escalated. Well, listen, guys, this is a little bit of escalation right here. And I guarantee you in a second Trump term, we will be at war with Iran. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video.